Hey, this is Dustin Lott here with Red Cedar Land Company, and today we're going to talk about a property in Dickinson County. It's 398 acres. We call it the Enterprise property, and I have Kyle Metzger here with me, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it. Kyle, how about you introduce yourself?
So my name is Kyle Metzger. I've been working with Double M Land Company for about 12 years now, and yeah, the Enterprise 398. One word comes to mind: diversity.
Diversity.
Yep.
Yeah. Why? Why is that the word when you think of that property?
When you drive in, it's like I'm through fields and hedgerows and everything else, and as you get there and you open the gate, it's like down at paradise. Like
Right.
It's a block that just draws everything from everywhere. You got deer, turkeys, pheasants. I mean, all the upland quail. I'm not used to quail being from South Dakota. Like, it's such a blessing, I would say, to be able to come see them
Yeah.
on the property and everything, and something I'm not used to. But when you drive in the gate, it's like you're home.
Yeah.
Like you're at the deer's home, you're at your home. Like, it just love being on the property.
Right. And I mean, this property, it's a ideal Kansas property. Like, it's built different. People think of a whitetail property and they want to see all kinds of timber. This property is not pure timber. It's different.
So the CRP adds a lot because you can't see it in photos either. I feel like you have to actually get out on the property, drive the trails, walk through the trees yourself to see how big it actually feels. Like the other day I was out there mowing trails and I was out there for 10 hours in the skid loader. I didn't see a deer. You check trail cameras and they were around us all day. And it's one of those deals that it's so thick that they don't have to go anywhere. And if you don't step right on top of them, they're safe right over there. There's, you got cedars, you got plum thickets, you got big cottonwoods, you got the creek running through it, the ponds. Like, there's just, everywhere you turn, there's a different style of cover.
And there's 160 acres of CRP.
Yep.
And that CRP, it's not, people talk about switchgrass and the deer aren't bedding in it because it's too thick. That's not what this is. Like, you got Indian grass, big blue stem, little blue stem, all kinds of forbs, switchgrass as well. But there's a big variety in that CRP, and the amount of deer it holds is really impressive.
And you got all the ag fields on the bordering properties that produce, a ton of forage, which we have the food plots, we got the feeders out. There's really no reason for them to leave, but as deer do, they travel a little bit. They get out to those edges to where those corn and beans and everything are on the perimeter. But I feel like the Enterprise is home.
You originally bought it from a guy, and he had intended it for upland game, right?
Yes, my understanding was he was mostly upland game, and pheasants and quail, and there's bountiful pheasants and quail on the property. We're more big game orientated, and so we added blinds, added tree stands, added feeders, started running a bunch of trail cameras. I know that the previous owner actually has killed a 200-inch deer off the property. We haven't seen a 200, the elusive 200 that everybody's chasing, ourselves yet, but our trail camera photos and sheds, we hold deer and we keep the same deer. Like, we got that 10-pointer out there. I mean, he's going to kind of be a 6.5, but
yeah, and he's impressive.
He's up there. I mean, he's not 200, not saying that, but we think he's 5. And Kansas, if he gets to 6 or 7,
right,
that's where they really.
I mean, he's 5 and he's probably pushing 180 right now. So
Yep.
You give him a couple years.
Yep.
The size of acreage. There's a couple of things that are beneficial. That is, one, there's plenty of acreage there. If an out-of-state guy wanted to get tags, you could get multiple guys to go out on the property and have multiple landowner tags. Another thing with that is it's big enough to where you're not losing deer. You're protecting deer. They stay on the property. They have everything they need. A lot of times, if you have a quarter or an 80, it could be awesome, but those deer are going to leave.
Yep.
400, yes, you're going to have deer leave, but it's impressive how many deer don't.
Yep.
So the size of the property is great. And another thing with that is it's in a 2-mile section.
Yep.
You're not in a 1-mile section. So you got 2 miles of roads there that the deer is safe.
Get the railroad blocking it from the other side.
Right. I mean, there's so much protecting those
Yep.
deer there.
You look at the, I always say the 10,000-foot view of a property. So when you pull back on your map and look, it's like there's some pastures and there's some creek bottoms, there's a few little things, but as far as if you look in a 5-mile area, that's the cover.
Yeah.
Like, especially driving the county roads in the area and such. Like, right now, soybeans, corn, alfalfa, summer forage, like, the deer are going to be spread out, and we still have a lot of deer on the property. But as it gets to be August, September, stuff starts drying up, they start harvesting the corn and the soybeans, we just get more and more deer throughout the fall, to where I feel like we always have our carrying capacity of what we're going to hold year round, but it only influxes. We don't really ever drop below, our however many deer we're going to have in May is probably as few deer as we'll have, and it's still quite a few on that 400 acres.
Right.
It's a sweet property.
It is an awesome property, and I guess it comes to auction August 27th.
Yes, sir.
And it'll be available online. So if you're interested, go ahead and give me a call, and we'll talk to you soon.